Well, good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. President Trump announced this afternoon that the United States will be pulling out of the Paris Agreement. That's an international agreement intended to combat global warming by reducing greenhouse gas emissions.
Happening now, breaking news, going it alone. President Trump announces that starting today, he's pulling the U.S. out of the Paris Climate Agreement, in which nearly 200 nations have pledged to fight global warming. The president says he's open to negotiating a new deal that he says would be fair to Americans.
The United States will withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord. We're getting out. I was elected to represent the citizens of Pittsburgh, not Paris.
Wow, that did it. The left immediately became hysterical, even more than usual. Keep in mind that this was a non-binding, unenforceable agreement whose effects, even if every nation involved followed the agreement to the letter, cannot be known with any precision. It doesn't matter. The world just ended, literally, as they say. Billionaire Democratic donor Tom Steyer described Trump's decision as, quote, assault and battery on the future of the American people. CNN warned its viewers to expect mass extinctions, flooding in the streets of New York City, the physical annihilation of the Marshall Islands. The ACLU, meanwhile, somehow concluded that leaving the agreement was, and this is a quote, a massive step back for racial justice and an assault on communities of color. It didn't explain how. And then there was cable news. My gosh, the long faces, the grave intonations, the florid and outraged proclamations. It was like somebody died, millions of them, actually.
Now think about the shame that each of us will carry when our children and grandchildren look back and realize that we had the means of stopping this devastation, but simply lacked the political will to do so. Yes, we have achieved the Paris Agreement. More countries have come together here to sign this agreement today than for any other cause in the history of humankind, and that is reason for hope. But unfortunately, the evidence shows us that it will not be enough. A massive change is required right now, one that leads to a new collective consciousness, a new collective evolution of the human race.
Actor Leonardo DiCaprio cementing his reputation as one of the world's top activists on climate change. But get this, the Hollywood star's own jet-set lifestyle appears to reveal a slight double standard. DiCaprio, who is believed to own at least 4 homes, reportedly taking at least 20 trips across America and around the world this year alone, usually on private jets, which use a lot of fuel. And get this summer, DiCaprio spending time on the 5th largest yacht in the world, a big boat, wouldn't you know, rented from a Middle East oil tycoon. Talk about a carbon footprint.
This is part of why I think with normal people, you just saw Elon Musk pull out. You cannot deal with this White House because you cannot deal with facts, you cannot deal with science, you cannot deal with economics, you can't deal with jobs, you can't deal with anything but mythology and slogans. And
the option to stay is also the position of these Fortune 500 companies that signed a letter that will appear in full-page ads tomorrow in the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, urging the president not to pull out of the Paris Climate Agreement.
This is the dumbest thing he could possibly do. This is an American president pulling the rug out from under an American industry. This guy says he wants to be have America first. The one part of the economy that's growing faster than anything else in the economy, bar none, is our clean energy sector. We got more people working today in solar than we have coal miners. We got more people working in wind than coal miners. We've got clean energy, clean batteries, smart batteries. This is a dynamic section.
But China doesn't have to reduce their carbon footprint at all? How could that possibly be fair? Who in their right mind would sign something that says China doesn't have to do anything and we have to reduce? When you reduce your carbon footprint, it means you're going to have to reduce your energy output, or you have to convert to other sources, but there may not be enough energy from the other sources. And so then we're talking about going without energy.
How much
jobs
are
related to American jobs.
How much should the U.S. reduce its carbon footprint?
Under the Accord, it's about a 20% reduction.
Right, no, but how much do you think it should be?
China doesn't have to reduce it at all. I
think what we should.
Well, I don't know if anybody can tell you right offhand the number. I can say we should try to constrain pollution. We should try to control pollution. And I think we have been doing that for 50 or 60 years. And I think we should continue. But, your previous guest sounded like, my goodness, the sky is falling. Mass extinction? Really?
This is the voice of doom speaking. Special bulletin. Flash. The sky is falling. A piece of it just hit you on the head. Now be calm. Don't get panicky. Run for your life!
On a sunny day in the Rose Garden, what could be defined and construed as a dark speech.
This will be the day that the United States resigned as the leader of the free world.
I have such rage and sadness. We just watched a dangerous little man give a very, very scary speech.
One of the most bleak depictions of America's role in the world as environmental partners.
So he is not helping the forgotten American. He is hurting them. Their kids will have worse asthma in the summer. The president who talked about putting America first has now put America last.
In order to fulfill my solemn duty to protect America and its citizens, the United States will withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord Thank you. Thank you. But begin negotiations to re-enter either the Paris Accord or in really entirely new transaction.
Okay, so there's so many parts of that disastrous declaration that I enjoyed. First, is Trump ever going to get any chiropractor to help him on his neck? With a constant like this, okay, all right, now on the important stuff. That crowd was so enthusiastic, like, yes, we're gonna destroy the world, it's melting, we're gonna make it hotter, it's so smart.
The second he used the word withdraw. He didn't even finish his sentence, he just said withdraw, and it was like, yes,
withdraw,
destroy the planet, yes, yes,
Body moving, A1 sound and the sound so soothing. Body moving, we be getting down and you know we're pursuing. Body moving, A1 sound and the sound so soothing.
The Paris Agreement will be the nations that reap the benefits in jobs and industries created. Adding, I believe the United States of America should be at the front of the pack.
You know I shoot under pressure.
I know that. You handle pressure well. Okay, there's your first letter. That's your P.
I got P.
Look, China has already announced that it is going to produce by 2030 as much renewable energy electricity as all of the electricity that is produced in the United States in 2017. Meaning that China, that India, that Germany has a plan. Their plan will be to brand made in China, made in Germany, the clean energy technologies, the all-electric vehicles that are going to be produced in 2030, and the United States is just going to be left in the rear view mirror of economic history.
What's it say?
Well, it says, I love it when a plan comes together.